Okay, hello, welcome back to another book review. Today I'm reviewing The Waiting by Keum Suk Gendry-Kim, translated by Janet Hong. I will explain what this graphic memoir is, how it reads, and who it's intended for. The hook is very simple, but also quite a heavy topic. What if your mother had waited a lifetime for a husband and son who never came home, and you only learned about them when she was old and running out of time? The book shifts between the artist caring for her mother in the present and the mother's memories of wartime separation, and the spare black and white art makes time, distance, and grief feel intimate and relatable. So I'll focus on what the drawings do that prose can't, and how the story frames divided families, and why this belongs on your reading list, especially if you want a clear, compassionate entry point into this history. So by the end of the video, hopefully you'll understand the tone, the themes, and the ideal reader, and you can decide if you want to put this on your TBR. So, hello, I am Barry. This is Seoul Book Club. Thanks for tuning in. So, today I'm talking about another graphic novel by Keum Suk Gendry-Kim, The Waiting. It's a beautiful book, a beautiful thing to have and own. And it was translated by Janet Hong and published in English in 2021 by Drawn and Quarterly. As the Drawn and Quarterly is a Canadian publishing company. And Keum Suk Gendry-Kim is highly regarded, a very successful manhwa artist, and her graphic novels include The Song of My Father and Grass, and many more. The translation of Grass won several comic book and illustrated book awards, including a prestigious Harvey Award. And I reviewed Grass a while back. You can find that review on the channel. And I said it was a remarkable piece of work. Keum Suk Gendry-Kim is justly celebrated here at home, and she also won a Best Creative Manhwa Award for a short manhwa called Sister Mija. Her work is also popular in Europe, and there's been several exhibitions of her books and her illustrations. And her work frequently focuses on people who are outcasts or marginalized in mainstream society. And like Grass, The Waiting is a graphic memoir about a woman affected by war. And like Grass, it's another remarkable achievement. So, Grass was an incredibly moving portrait of a so called comfort woman inspired by actual events. What story is Gendry-Kim telling in this book? So, I recently reviewed a short story called Losing a Sister by Lee Kyung-ja. And that's a very poignant story about two sisters separated by the Korean War who yearned to be reunited at one of the sporadically held family reunions over the past few decades. So, The Waiting is also based on this issue, and it's inspired by Gendry-Kim's own family history. So, as a young adult working in France, she is shocked to learn that her now quite elderly mother has family members she was separated from in North Korea. She had a husband, a son, and siblings from whom she was separated. Then eventually, her mother hears from a neighbor that there might be a chance of another one of these family reunions, like North Korea, South Korea family reunions. And so she's desperate to apply in the hope of meeting these long lost relatives, especially her beloved son, whom she has yearned for over the decades. And Gendry-Kim uses this revelation to research her mother's life story and her experiences, like before, during, and after the Korean War. So when I reviewed Losing a Sister, I said, this is a very familiar story. Thousands of families were separated from one another during the Korean War. You know, siblings were separated, husbands and wives, parents and children, and families were just sort of ripped apart during this time. And there have been around 22 family reunions, like the North and South have cooperated to enable these sort of brief reunions of family members. But most of the people separated have been unable to contact or even learn about their relatives on the other side of the divide. So, what were the events that led to Gendry Kim's mother losing her husband and son in this way? So, the story begins in the present. You have Gendry Kim helping to care for her aging mother, whose health is deteriorating. And then she learns about these missing family members, which she's never heard about before, and she's shocked. And then the story goes back to her mother's childhood in Kapsan County, which is in the South Hamgyong province in 1937. And this is an area, at the time this was just part of Korea, but now this is located in North Korea. And from there, we see her childhood. We see her marriage to a man from a neighboring village. They start a family, and they're generally, they're happy. And they're largely unaware of the broader political issues that surround them. These political issues don't intrude on their lives that much. But then one day, some evacuees pass their home and ask for shelter. And they're surprised, like, who are these people? Why are they on the road like this? And it's then that they learn about the outbreak of the war. War has broken out, and they're going to have to flee. So they join these refugees heading south. And it's during this journey that she is separated, that Gendry Kim's mother is separated from her husband and son. Deeply sad section of the book, extremely painful. And when the war ends, she's in the south, and her husband and son are in the north. And Gendry Kim uses the structure of the present day with her mother as an older woman, and then these flashbacks to reflect, the flashbacks to the separation and during the war, and she uses that structure to reflect on, the nature of trauma, of memory, of loss, and then just the accumulated pain of passing time. Um, at this point, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of films that touch on this topic in one way or another, about these families that were separated by the Korean War. It's a fair question to ask: is there anything new to add? What does Gendry Kim bring to the topic? Well, one of the quotes on the book cover, one of the blurbs, is from Alexander Chi, and she asks, "How can black and white drawings do this?" And if we compare the weighting to stories like Losing a Sister, there is a significant difference, right? Lee Kyung-ja, the writer of Losing a Sister, is a talented writer, and Losing a Sister is a moving story, but there's something, strangely and uniquely powerful and engaging and even unsettling about these simple but very evocative black and white drawings in the weighting. You can see the weariness, you can feel the weight of time in these images. And there's something about the way these images can depict time and memory that is different from how this works in a novel. It engages with your brain in another way. And reading this, I was often struck by how beautiful the images are. So even when they're depicting something stark and painful and upsetting, and they capture just the fragility of the human experience, and that fragile nature is what comes through most. So there are many other issues touched on in the story too. You have the stress of caring for aging family members, the sadness of old age, and the general complexities of family relationships. And many of these themes will resonate with readers. And it's another genuinely remarkable piece of work. I highly recommend it. And just thank you for watching this review of The Waiting. And it's just a beautiful thing. I often wish that I had all of my Korean books in physical copies. I have a lot of them. You can see the physical ones here, but I have a lot of them as just ebooks. Sometimes it's just more convenient to buy the Kindle version, and it's too expensive to buy duplicates to buy the physical version. It's ridiculous, but it's so great just to own these. Like, I've got both the Keum Suk Gendry-Kim, physical copies, and I think it is convenient to read these on your Kindle, but I think the physical copies are just so beautiful that I'm really glad that I've got both of them. And yeah, I highly recommend it. And oh, okay, did I just destroy the stream or something? Anyway, okay, so let me know if you've read any Keum Suk Gendry-Kim. And thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.